How long can you live after 75? And the surprising signs that show it's likely to be a long, good life. Quick note, this is not medical advice. Think of it as a guide full of observations, hope, and practical steps you can take or encourage a loved one to take. If you're worried about specific health issues, always check with a doctor. Opening, lifespan versus health span, what really matters? People ask, how long can I live? Because numbers are comforting. We want a predictable outcome. But two things are more meaningful than a year count. Lifespan, how many years you live. Health span, how many of those years you remain able, engaged, and relatively free of severe disability. After 75, the honest truth is that individual outcomes vary hugely. Genetics plays a role, but environment, decisions, social life, and medical care shape the story enormously. The good news, many of the most powerful signs that predict a longer, more independent life at 75 plus are visible and modifiable. You can see them if you know where to look, and you can act on them. The top signs, what to look for, and why they matter. I'll list the key signs you can read in a person that often correlate with better survival and a higher quality of life after 75. Each sign is followed by a short explanation and one practical action. 1. Ability to do daily activities, independence. Sign. They can dress, bathe, cook simple meals, move around the house, and manage medications without constant help. Why it matters. Independence shows preserved strength, balance, coordination, and cognitive function. Loss of basic functions often predicts higher care needs and complications. Action. Keep practicing those tasks. Occupational therapists can suggest small adjustments, grab bars, kitchen tools, that preserve independence. 2. Walking speed and mobility. Sign. They walk with confidence, steady pace, and few short pauses. They can climb a flight of stairs or walk a block without severe breathlessness. Why it matters. Walking speed and balance are among the strongest, simplest predictors of survival and future disability. They reflect cardiovascular, neurologic, and musculoskeletal health. Action. Encourage daily walking, balance exercises, standing on one foot, heel to toe, and simple strength work like chair stands. 3. Strength, especially leg strength. Sign. They can rise from a chair without using their hands, carry groceries, or handle light resistance. Why it matters. Muscle mass and strength protect against falls, fractures, and frailty. Sarcopenia, muscle loss, strongly predicts poorer outcomes. Action. Light resistance training, bodyweight squats, calf raises, or elastic bands, done 2 to 3 times weekly, is hugely helpful even for beginners. 4. Clear, engaged thinking, cognition. Sign. They follow conversations, remember recent events, manage bills and appointments, and enjoy reading or puzzles. Why it matters. Cognitive health affects safety, medication management, and quality of life. Early decline often precedes higher care needs. Action. Mental stimulation matters. Books, learning new skills, social engagement, and structured cognitive activities. Crosswords, focused learning, help. Professional assessment is recommended for worrisome changes. 5. Good appetite and stable weight. Sign. They enjoy meals, keep a reasonably stable weight, and don't report loss of taste or appetite. Why it matters. Unintentional weight loss often signals underlying illness, depression, dental/oral problems, or medication side effects. Nutrition fuels recovery and immunity. Action. Prioritize nutrient-dense meals, small frequent portions, and check dental health. High-protein foods are particularly important to preserve muscle. 6. Regular sleep and energy. Sign. They sleep reasonably well, even if a bit lighter, wake refreshed enough to do daily tasks, and have steady energy through the day. Why it matters. Chronic sleep disruption, daytime sleepiness, or persistent fatigue can signal other diseases. Sleep apnea, depression, cardiac problems. Action. Maintain sleep routines, reduce naps that fragment night sleep, and investigate excessive daytime sleepiness with a clinician. 7. Strong social connections. Sign. They have friends, family contact, community involvement, or meaningful daily interactions. Why it matters. Loneliness and isolation are linked to higher mortality, worse cognition, and depression. Social life supports resilience. Action. Encourage community groups, phone check-ins, shared meals, volunteering, or faith-based activities, whichever fits the person's interests. 8. Sense of purpose and routine. Sign. They wake with reasons to get up, hobbies, caregiving, projects, routines, or small goals. Why it matters. Purpose boosts mental health, reduces stress, and correlates with healthier behaviors. It's one of those invisible forces that sustain people. Action. Help them find or maintain small roles, tending plants, mentoring, phone buddying, or learning online. 9. Emotional resilience, optimism, and adaptability. Sign. They handle setbacks without complete withdrawal, can laugh and adapt to change. Why it matters. People who cope better tend to manage illness, follow treatment, and maintain social ties. Action. Psychological support, mindfulness practices, and encouraging small, attainable goals build resilience. 10. Controlled chronic conditions and good medical follow-up. Sign. Diabetes, blood pressure, heart disease, and lung conditions are monitored and reasonably controlled. They go to regular checkups and know their medications. Why it matters. Properly managed chronic diseases reduce acute crises and hospital stays. Medication errors are a major hazard in older adults. Action. Organize medical records, keep an up-to-date medication list, and schedule regular reviews with a clinician or pharmacist. 11. Breath, lung health, and tolerance for exertion. Sign. They're not short of breath doing normal tasks. They can climb a short flight or walk without chest tightness. Why it matters. Breathlessness indicates cardiovascular or pulmonary issues which can limit activity and predict complications. Action. Cardio exercise adapted to ability, smoking cessation if applicable, and medical evaluation for new or worsening breathlessness. 12. Sensory function, vision, and hearing. Sign. They see well enough to read/safely walk and hear conversations without frequent asking for repetition. Why it matters. Sensory losses lead to isolation, falls, and cognitive strain. Treating vision and hearing problems often yields big quality of life improvements. Action. Regular eye and hearing checks. Update glasses and consider hearing aids when recommended. 13. Good dental and oral health. Sign. They can chew comfortably and have relatively healthy gums and teeth or well-fitting dentures. Why it matters. Poor oral health reduces nutrition and increases infection risks. It's an often overlooked signal of overall health. Action. Dental checkups, proper denture care, and soft nutrient-dense foods if chewing is difficult. 14. Weight-bearing bones and balance. Sign. They're confident standing, have no frequent falls, and have had bone health checked if risk factors exist. Why it matters. Falls and fractures are a major turning point. Keeping bones strong and fall risk low preserves independence. Action. Bone strengthening exercise, calcium/protein in diet, reviewing medications that increase fall risk, and home safety adjustments. 15. Medication simplicity and adherence. Sign. Their medication regimen isn't overly complex and they take medicines correctly. Why it matters. Confusion with multiple pills causes hospital visits and harm. Simpler, reviewed medication lists reduce risk. Action. Regular medication reviews with a clinician or pharmacist. Use blister packs or pill organizers. Small habits with big effects. The practical playbook. You don't need to be perfectly healthy to improve your odds. Small, consistent actions compound. Here's a focused playbook you can start today. A mix of physical, mental, social, and medical steps. Movement. Daily. Aim for at least short walks every day, even 10 to 20 minutes counts. Do strength-focused moves 2 to 3 times a week, sit to stand, wall push-ups, band rows. Practice balance daily for a few minutes, standing on one leg with support nearby. Nutrition, simple and nourishing. Prioritize protein in each meal, eggs, dairy, legumes, fish, lean meats, or fortified plant proteins. Eat colorful vegetables and whole foods for vitamins and fiber. Avoid unintentional weight loss. If appetite is low, try small, calorie-dense snacks. Yogurt, nut butters, milkshakes. Sleep and daily rhythm. Keep regular wake/sleep times. Limit heavy meals and stimulants near bedtime. If sleep problems are persistent, evaluate for sleep apnea or medication side effects. Mental and social life. Schedule social contact. Calls, visits, group events, religious services, or clubs. Challenge the brain with learning. A new language, instrument, or a hobby. Volunteer or mentor in ways that match energy levels. Medical maintenance. Keep preventive visits, vaccines, medication reviews, and screening appropriate for age and condition. Manage chronic disease actively. Blood sugar, blood pressure, and heart rhythm matter. If you have new symptoms, falls, confusion, weight loss, seek evaluation early. Home safety. Reduce fall hazards. Remove loose rugs. Improve lighting. Add grab bars in bathrooms. Ensure good footwear. Keep frequently used items at reachable heights to avoid unnecessary bending or climbing. The power of small wins and the mindset shift. One secret that often gets overlooked. The story a person tells themselves and others about aging matters. People who view aging as a time of continuing growth, contribution, and possibility tend to engage in healthier behaviors and remain socially active. This is not just motivational fluff. Mindset affects motivation, and motivation drives daily choices that add up. So change the internal narrative. Instead of, "I'm too old to start," say, "I can do things differently now." Replace perfectionism with consistency. One chair stand every day is better than a program never started. When the signs are worrying, what to do? If you notice one or more concerning signs, sudden weight loss, repeated falls, new confusion, new breathlessness, or drastic loss of appetite, act. These changes often signal treatable conditions. Early evaluation by a family doctor or geriatrician can catch reversible causes, infections, medication side effects, depression, vitamin deficiencies, urinary problems, and improve outcomes. A geriatrician, a doctor specializing in older adults, assesses function, cognition, medications, and social needs together, often a more useful perspective than treating single diseases separately. For caregivers and family, what helps most? If you're supporting someone over 75, these practical priorities help more than grand gestures. Keep medical info organized. A simple sheet with diagnoses, medicines, allergies, and emergency contacts can be a lifesaver. Support mobility. A few supervised walks each week and home hazard fixes prevent falls. Nurture social ties. Arrange visits, calls, or community transport. Watch mood and thinking. If they withdraw, seem hopeless, or forget things more than before, seek assessment. Depression and dementia can present subtly. Encourage purpose. Help them take on small responsibilities or projects that matter to them. What the science agrees on: plain language. You don't need numbers here. The central scientific messages are physical function, walking speed, balance, strength. Predicts more about future independence than age alone. Social connection and purpose are powerful, independent predictors of well-being and survival. Management of chronic disease, regular follow-up, and medication reviews reduce harm. Prevention, vaccines, fall-proofing, dental care, hearing aids, prevents complications that can cascade into rapid decline. Myths to drop right now. Old equals helpless. Not true. Many people flourish well into their 80s and 90s with good habits. If something's wrong, nothing can be done. Often there are fixes or improvements. Sometimes small changes restore big gains. Exercise is dangerous for the elderly. Exercise adapted to ability is one of the safest, most impactful interventions. A gentle final blueprint. 6 steps to a longer, better life after 75. Move every day. Even 15 minutes helps. Focus on walking, strength, and balance. Eat protein and nutrient-dense foods. Keep weight stable. Prioritize easy-to-chew nutrient sources. Stay connected. Social ties are fuel for resilience. Keep a routine and purpose. Small goals that matter keep the brain and spirit alive. Manage medical care proactively. Regular checkups, medication reviews, and early attention to new symptoms. Make the home safe and supportive. Prevent falls. Ensure good lighting and easy access to essentials. Closing, longevity is a team sport. If you're 75 or older or caring for someone who is, remember, longevity is less about a single miraculous secret and more about many small choices: movement, food, human contact, purpose, and good clinical care. These things stack. They don't promise immortality, but they do promise something better. More years lived with meaning, dignity, and independence. You can tell a lot about how someone will do after 75 by watching their daily life. The signs are not cruel arbitrators. They're invitations. They tell you where to put effort. Strengthen the legs, fix the hearing, sit with a friend for tea, learn one new thing, see the doctor on time. These are the practical, loving moves that turn a later life into a rich life. If you want, I can now. Hit that subscribe button and join us on a journey through the timeless wisdom of the older generation. Don't miss a single life-changing lesson.